Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your girl, Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining me this Tuesday like you guys do every Tuesday. But you guys know this Tuesday is super special. I have to go ahead. I didn't put it in our thing. Today is the first day of Black History Month, you guys. Woo, woo, woo. I need to put like a little clapping thing in there. Before we get started and jump into it, you guys know I got to give you something I'm grateful for. Oh, goodness gracious. Drop in my comment section something that you are grateful for. I am grateful for another day. I'm grateful for life today, you guys. So let me see. How do I do this? Make sure you guys send this live to 5 friends you think would love it. That's super important in order to spread the word about the show. Black love is. Let me see. Black. So I'm grateful for. I think I said another day. So you guys, let's get started. Let me see here. So make sure you share this live with 3 friends you think will love it. I know I put up 6 fingers, but I really meant 3. So yeah, let me go ahead and pin this comment. If you guys see, my eyes would hurt. I know you guys see, that I'm back. I know I have not been back. I missed last week. I canceled last week or whatever. I have a lot going on. It's not even that I still have a lot going on, but that does not matter today because I am here and I'm super excited to be here because February is a super huge month for me. February is huge. Outside of Valentines Day, it is the 2-year anniversary of Let's Talk the Show. Woo, woo, woo. It's Black History Month, which is my favorite topic ever. And it's my son's birthday this month as well. So this month, February, is super duper special to me. I purposely chose to start the show in February because of Black History Month, how much it means to me. Thank you so much to see that anniversary. Thank you. So I purposely chose that. And then, by the grace of God, my son was just born in the best month outside of May because that's when my birthday is. So he was just born in the second best month ever, right? So February is huge. And I really wanted to make sure that because Black history is so important to Let's Talk the Show, I could not kick this off with some weak ass bullshit. I couldn't come mediocre. I had to really think about what I wanted to do. I literally did not know what I wanted tonight's topic to be until an hour ago, literally, and I was late. You guys late, and I'm sorry about that. Thank you guys for being so patient and still joining. So yeah, I didn't want to, I wasn't going to cancel the show, but I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Just because I've had a lot going on. I've been so sidetracked and stuff, but I wasn't going to talk about something I wasn't passionate about. And Journal to Jordan is been on my mind since I seen it. So as you guys have seen, I said that I pinned the comment, Black love is Black history. Okay. I feel like Black History Month is full of what we went through, our triumphs and our struggles and how we got here. And it's just that's cool. That's nice and all. I'm not mad at that. We should always talk about where we came from so that we can be aware of where we're going. But I don't want to keep talking about pain and struggle this February in 2022. I want to talk about, for the first episode, I want to talk about love. So we're kicking to our first episode off of February for Black History Month. For Black love. Journal to Jordan inspired this movie. I watched the movie Sunday with my friends and my son. So if you guys have not seen Journal to Jordan, I'm going to go ahead and put it up. Journal to Jordan features Michael B. Jordan and Shantae Adams. Shout out to Shantae because I went to class with her. So shout out to her. Journal to Jordan is really just about a soldier who ends up getting deployed, and his partner, because she wasn't his wife at the time. They didn't end up getting married, but she ended up giving him a journal, right? And she told him that while you're deployed, write in the journal for him because she was pregnant at the time. And so she would miss the bulk of the pregnancy due to, I think it was around 9/11 when this happened, if I'm not mistaken. So he ended up getting deployed, and she gives him the journal before he goes on deployment and tells him to write, which was so beautiful. Their love was so beautiful. This was not a struggle love. This was super cute. It was super fun. And there was obviously a tragedy because he died. I feel so bad telling you guys the movie. I hope you guys go see the movie, right? I hope you guys go see the movie. So anyway, if you didn't, I'm sorry, I'm sharing it. He ended up dying on deployment. But he had the journal, and the journal survived, and she ends up giving the journal to her son. And this, for the record, guys, this is based on a true story. And so she gives the journal to her son. As he grows up, when he needs it the most, she gives it to him, and he's reading it. And what happened, I think the way they said, was that she ended up writing a book about it, and obviously the book was a bestseller, and then it came the movie, and I love the movie. Okay, Shantae and Michael B. Jordan did an amazing job. I actually like both of them. Those are like, I see Shantae, she's getting like more major feature films, and I always love Michael B. Jordan, but I love Shantae in The Photograph. Issa Rae, I think that was Lakeith Stanfield and Shantae Adams. I love that. She did a really good job on that. But yeah, black love. And we're not talking about struggle, black love. We're not talking about the ride or die. We ain't talking about all that. Not all that settle for you love. Not all that. We talking about that pure, that genuine, honest love, you know. And I wanted to talk about it because we don't talk about the black couples, the black love. I know you guys have seen, just like throughout even the year or two, I've mentioned Black Love docuseries so many times. Give me just one moment, you guys. Excuse me. I need you to go into the living room. Thank you. Mommy has to work. Go sit on the couch, please. Thank you. So sorry about that, guys. This was like to work from home with a toddler. So I mentioned Black Love docuseries so many times, not even just on my platform, but I love Black Love, and I think it's so important that we acknowledge it, that we showcase it, and that we do it, and we control the narrative when we do it, because so many times it's always promoted like struggle love, it's so violent, it's so traumatic. It's like, that's not the case. That's not the case. It's like, black people are capable and have been having healthy relationships for forever, you know, and I'm so happy to see it more in movies and in shows. It's like, I've been really appreciating black love rom-coms. I really have. The Photograph, I love. It was so relatable. That was like a few years ago when I saw that. Like I said, it stars Issa Rae, Lakeith Stanfield, and Shantae Adams. A great rom. I don't know. It's not a rom-com. I don't think it's really a rom-com, but it's a good black love story. Okay, and it's so relatable. A Journal to Jordan is super relatable, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and not only did it really showcase black love, it showcased black fatherhood, you know, becoming a black father, dealing with that struggle of being a soldier and being away. It showed her going through the motions of not having that your spouse there, and you're having to go through this pregnancy. And there were some moments, it's like, it's sad, but it was so relatable, it was so honest, and it was so raw, and it was just an overall great movie. It was such a tearjerker. I cried on several scenes, you guys. And so I really encourage everyone to go see that. I want to talk about just black love in general. Black Love docuseries it showcases several couples. Most notably, it has Kadeem and Deval. It has Viola Davis. It has Tamia and her husband. I can't think of his name right now. It has Sherry Shepherd on there. It has the woman from one of the Tyler Perry movies. It has a lot of great couples. There are other couples I know of. I can't think of. But they just have a lot of couples. They talk about their struggles, from financial to mental health, you know, to them breaking up, to parenting. They just showcase black love, and they do it in such a positive light. And it's like, I want to talk about that this month, you know, it's February, is Valentines Day. And it's like, black love is not just about struggling. It's not just about violence and traumatic experiences. And I'm so glad that we're getting to a point that it is being shown in a more positive light on almost every platform. And I really am excited that we are starting to control the narrative of how we are displayed. It's not enough to let somebody else tell our story. We need to tell our stories. And I'm happy to say that this episode is a part of me controlling the narrative of black love. Black love is healthy. It is beautiful. It is necessary for us. And I want black singles to not be so don't be so sad this Valentine's Day. You know, black love is not just black romantic love, it's black platonic love. I've spent several Valentine's days with my girls, you know what I'm saying? Black love is also, I know we usually attribute it to romantic, but black love is platonic friends. It's loving your kids, it's loving your siblings, it's loving your parents. You know, I grew up getting the little candy hearts with the nasty ass candy in them. My mom gave those to them, my aunt gave those to them. So I grew up getting love and celebrating and Valentine's Day with not just a partner. You know, I've celebrated it with partners, but I also remember my mom getting those from me and my aunt getting them for us. And so it's like, black love is everything. I was telling a friend, let me tell you, this is my other version that I really love of black love. I think that love among siblings is like was one of my favorite expressions of love, how you see people love each other. Eddie Murphy talks about Charlie Murphy telling him to go do the comedy showcase or whatever for like $50 or whatever. And I think that Eddie says that he does Charlie and he ends up winning, and then he goes from there and he, you know, does comedy, and we obviously know who Eddie Murphy is. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, and it's so dope that you see Eddie do an impression of his brother Charlie. And it's like when you hear him do it, it's like, oh my goodness. And then you watch the interviews of them together and it's just like, yo, like, you can just see how they love each other, how it is real. This ain't fake love. Like he loves his brother. I love seeing outward expressions of how we love one another. I think it's so important, and it really does feed your soul. The things in life that matter the most are not the things you can buy, you know? And I love watching people love on the people that love them. Like, I'm sorry, that shit just puts a feeling in my heart that I cannot describe. Like, them genuine moments. Like, I love watching old home videos. You know why? Because you can just see the love. Like, it's not for the cloud, it's not for the Instagram. It's like, y'all just loving on my people. That's why I love family gatherings. You know, I love watching people get along and dance. I was playing some music in the background, but I guess I'm kind of glad it stopped because maybe my video would get flagged. But I just feel like love to me feels like summertime family gatherings with Frankie Beverly and Maze playing. Like, they are the staple black get-together music. Frankie Beverly and Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I really wanted to just talk about love, you know, and that love is not just something you say to people. It's something you choose to do. Like, you got to choose love. It's, you know, people in marriages will tell you that, like, you got to choose it. You got to wake up and you got to choose it every day. And it ain't always pretty, but it ain't always bad either, regardless of how the media tries to portray black love. It ain't always bad. It ain't always traumatic. We ain't always struggling. Black love is healthy, is happy, is fun, is adventurous, is spontaneous, is magical, is intimate, is vulnerable, is inspiring, is necessary. In this Valentine's Day, in this Black History Month, when you're thinking about the Martin Luther Kings and the Roses and the Malcolms and the Hueys, and the Pacs and the Biggies, because Black history is not only activism and the civil rights, it is very much music, film, TV, and broadcasting. It's fashion, it's all of those things. It's literature, it's art. That is all Black history. So this Black History Month, do not just stick to the basics. Do not just do what everybody else is doing. Make sure you explore Black history across the world, you know, across all industries. Explore Black history through the fashion industry, you know. Educate yourself about some iconic fashion pioneers, you know. So yeah, black love is everywhere, and it's not just romantic, it's platonic, it's siblings, it's parents, parental love or whatever. It's loving your kids, and we need to see that in all forms and all healthy versions to pass on to our children. I didn't want to go to a whole rant, but Jordan, a journal to Jordan, really just was like, I just love. Another good love Black story outside of the photograph, a journal to Jordan. If you guys know any other good Black love stories in movies, tag them below, drop them below, and we can talk about them if I've seen them. And just put the list in the comment section so other people can see them too. And you know what? Here we go. If you guys have one word to describe black love. Drop it in the comment section. Give me one word that you would use to describe black love. Drop that in the comment section, and I'll be waiting for those comments and we can talk about them. Another good black love story is Sylvie's Love. That is on Amazon Prime. I think it's a little bit of struggle love in Sylvie's Love. But I still kind of love it. I really don't want to highlight struggle love, but I think there's a little bit of struggle in there. It was a different time. You said black love is passionate. Very much so. Very much so. Black love is absolutely passionate. Sylvie's Love on Amazon Prime is set in a different time, so you see the mannerisms and the ideology of men and women at that time. What's love got to do with it? Okay, listen. He was whooping her ass. That is not a love story, okay? That is a good ass movie, okay? Because they ate those rolls up, but that is not a fucking love story. That is not my idea of love. My love does not look like what's love got to do with it, okay? Sylvie's Love though, I don't know if you guys should all know who James Baldwin is. If Beale Street Could Talk, I believe that is an adaptation of a Langston Hughes project, and then If Beale Street Could Talk is like James Baldwin's adaptation of that, something like that. But If Beale Street Could Talk is a great love story. Very sad though. Again, it's centered in a different time, and racism does what it does. But If Beale Street Could Talk, it was a great love story. It got sad in the end. And some of those things are out of our control, right? But If Beale Street Could Talk, it's a great love story. I love that movie. I cry every time. I love that. So I want to drop those movies for you guys to check it out. If Beale Street Could Talk, Sylvie's Love, The Photograph, A Journal to Jordan, and they all showcase different, black love from different angles. You said very good love story. It is a great love story. I love that movie. When I first saw it, I think I talked about it for weeks. I'm going to talk about A Journal to Jordan for weeks because it is so fucking good. You got to see that movie. You got to take it. You got to go with your spouse. Another thing, I gave you guys, you guys describe black love in one. Can I get somebody else? I can't talk. Give me one more word that you guys would use to describe black love. I saw passionate. And give me another movie you guys would use to describe describe black love. If you guys haven't seen, I think it's called The Last Resort. It stars Adrian Bylon and someone else. I think it's called The Last Resort. I might be saying the wrong name, but that is also a good love story. That is a true rom-com. It was the typical plot of like rom-com, and I loved it. I just wanted to really see black love again. I think Adrian Baldwin does have Hispanic descent, but her husband's black, right? And she's brown, so whatever, black love. But yeah, The Last Resort, I believe it's called Adrian Baldwin. I love it. Like, I just really am loving black love. Maybe because I want black love, but it's just nice to fucking see black people loving on black people. So yeah, what else? How else would you guys describe black love? You say passionate. I say intoxicating. I'd say intimate. I'd say it's inspiring. I think that black love, I keep it a buck shit. It's something about everything we do that inspires everybody. It don't give a fuck what it is. We could iron clothes some way. They're gonna feel a way. They're gonna find a way to steal it. So, yeah, like black love just ain't about struggling. It's not. I look at my friends who have black love, and I look at my aunts and my uncle, my family, and it's like black love looks so many different ways, and I really, really wish that we'd share more. I know my family doesn't really share a lot, but I would love for more people to share what black love looks like, and how they grew up. The different generations grew up seeing black love. I feel like a lot of times, earlier generations did not have to look so outward for black love because it was the black family. They were married and they were having families in the house, so they didn't have to look so outwardly for that expression and example of black love, whereas now we do not have that structure and we have to look so outwardly for it. And I think that also kind of creates so many avenues to get to it that does it kind of disrupts the narrative of what it's supposed to look like. And it gives too many people a say about something they know nothing about, and an opportunity to shape it negatively. That's like the bad thing about it. We have to look so outwardly forward. Too many people have their hands in and they get to say about what it looks like. And if it's in the wrong hands, which it has been for a lot of the time, they get to make it look so negative. Somebody said black love is powerful. Black love is powerful. It is so powerful. And we see what black love does in TV shows. We saw what did. We saw how people clung to black love when it came to Martin. We saw how people cling to what is this man? I don't even want to mention his old ass. Bill Cosby and the Huxtables. We saw how people clung to the Huxtables. I don't know. People didn't really reference My Wife and Kids a lot for black love, but they were a funny ass family. Who else? Martin and Gina, black love. Who else? What other TV shows had a lot of black love in it? Black love. There was a little bit of black love. You know what? People don't recognize this couple, but I love this couple a lot. I have been watching Living Single again, and Overton, and I can't remember his wife's name for whatever reason. Overton and his I think she becomes his wife on Living Single. Bro, I love them. They are the most dingy, corny, but loving couple ever. Like, I don't feel like they get the credit that they deserve, because they were triumphing through all that single friends, giving their single friends love. I love them. And quite frankly, I was really upset that I can't even remember their names either. That the black man with the dreads and older woman, I can't even remember her name on Living Single. I was so mad they couldn't get together. Like, I was like, bro, if they could make it work, I'm going to love them forever. I wish they really could have made it work. I would have loved to see a very dark-skinned couple at that time really in love, and they really loved each other. It was so much like, I love them. Bernie Mac show. Love the Bernie Mac show. Okay, Uncle Bernie. I can't remember his wife. Why am I drawing blanks for like every couple? Love the Bernie Mac show. Definitely a symbol of love. I think that we don't talk. This is another version of black love. When you have to take over somebody, when you have to raise somebody else's kids. A lot of times we see this with the grandparents, or people go stay with their aunts and their cousins. Bernie took his sister's kids in, and we don't talk enough about that. We don't talk enough about siblings carrying that burden and what it does to a family. But to not let those children go into the system, and to keep them around love and people that really care about them, that's another type of love. That's another type of responsibility. I love that. Everybody Hates Chris. Them motherfuckers was crazy. I don't need this job. I can quit. Love Everybody Hates Chris. Max. There you go. Max and Singleton. Overton. Yeah. I love them from Living Single. I love them. Oh my goodness. Living Single. Family Matters. I watched a little bit of Family Matters. I love their theme song. I didn't really watch the show. A Different World. Oh my God. I binged that and fell in love. That was really kind of toxic, because Whitley, I can't even remember his name. I can't remember Whitley and her husband. I was like, and then the way the light-skinned chick played her dark-skinned friend by having sex with her boyfriend, I was like, that bitch got beat up. But she ended up meeting that fine Caribbean brother, and they was just it. And I was like, ow, I love it. I love them together. I was like, yes, I'm here for it. And this little light-skinned chick was still having problems. That's what she get for being shiesty, But I love, like, these. I'm so glad you guys are giving me these examples of black love, because I couldn't remember. But I love A Different World, Living Single. I love them shows. Unconditional love. I love black people under all conditions, rich or poor. We are intelligent, creators, and innovators. The spirit of God dwells in blackness, doesn't it? I really, the way the world treats black people really leads me to believe that black people are like the chosen people. Like, it really, hear me out. I just don't see how white people are the chosen ones. Like, they might have got a couple hundred years advance on us, but I don't see them niggas being the chosen ones. It just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. I just don't see it. Somebody said sister. Yes. Oh my God. Love sister. Yes. I love sister. I think that show was really ahead of its time. Very much like the Bernie Mac show, in a sense that it was very unconventional, with these two people cohabitating in under one roof, I would have loved to see them each in more stable relationships. I thought that would have been like a great way to grow the show, and it really would have opened Black love to a different light. But I know that one of the twins did get into a really stable relationship, which doing some youthful junk, she kind of messed it up. But yeah, I did love that. Singleton. Oh, and Kyle. There it goes. Singleton. Okay, that's his name? Singleton? I thought it was Overton. Okay, well, if you said Singleton, I don't remember. Singleton and Kyle. Max and Kyle. Yes, I love them. Yes, happy Black History Month. My Wife and Kids. You know what? Nobody really references My Wife and Kids for Black love. I don't know why that is. They don't. That was a funny ass family. That show was hilarious as fuck. Like, I don't know why we don't reference Black love. Nah, it is Overton. Okay, so you're right, Overton. I don't know. Like, I watch My Wife and Kids. I'm sure I probably passed the fuck out laughing at that show, because that's some funny shit on that show. I really am, you know what, I'm going to be honest, I'm really mad at myself because I did not watch Blackish enough. Like, I feel like as pro-Black as my Black ass is, I feel like I should have watched it more and I could get into it, and I really would have fell in love with it. I don't know why, like, I feel like maybe it was not available on a streaming site or something, because I don't got cable, but I think I should, like, run that back and watch it. That show was a nice example. I know, right? I know the few episodes that I did get, it was really good. Like, they didn't play, and it was informative, but it wasn't too pushy informative. You still got a really good dose of like Black love and awareness of social issues. I don't like, not saying that we should not be pushy, but sometimes it's like it don't have to be so blatant. Sometimes it's so blatant that it just washes over everything else, and it's like, be more subtle about it. Like, we gonna get it. And then that way we can still, you know, enjoy the talents within the show. So, yeah, I do agree with that. I had another show in mind. You said you love My Wife and Kids, too. What else was a good version of Black love? I had another show. Why did I just lose it? What other show? I know I just had a show. My Wife and Kids. I wish I could remember. Let me tell y'all. This is a show that I want to tell y'all. Girlfriends. I love that fucking show. Girlfriends was my shit, okay? I fucking loved Girlfriends, okay? I love that show. The one person I think that had the most realistic love story was Maya. First off, we're going to talk about good times. Maya, as much as everybody wanted to joke about Maya being uneducated, being a teenage parent, Maya had what all them bitches wanted. Was a man that stuck by her side. She got her college degree. She leveled the fuck up, became a best-selling author. That bitch leveled up and moved further out. They could say what they want to say about Maya, but Maya wasn't fucking playing about the game, okay? She had her man. She did some foul shit, though, but she got her man back. And the way that they went through, you know, it was like they wanted to be so vulnerable with each other, but they wasn't there yet. You know what I'm saying? Maya and Darnell wasn't there yet. They just hadn't developed that. You know what I want to say? They haven't developed that. I'm going to say that as a Black man during that time, vulnerability and being open about your emotions just wasn't a thing in the 90s. It wasn't. It's now becoming a thing for Black men to be more vulnerable, more open about how they feel. And Darnell, you could see when you watch that love story that he was struggling with that. You could see Maya, you know, struggling with insecurity of being like, I'm too poor, but my friends some rich bitches. You feel me? Lynn was a fucking freeloading, home hopping ass bitch, but that's my dog, right? But Joan was a successful lawyer. William was a successful lawyer. What is the bougie bitch? That bitch moved from Fresno or whatever the fuck she came from to up in the hills, you know. This bitch was a successful realtor. She married a fucking doctor. So to come from being poor or broke into being around a bunch of rich bitches, she dealt with that insecurity. And I just felt like not saying that Maya could probably sustain her own show, but we won't give her enough credit because sis was on her grind and I fucking loved it. They kept her roots. Like, she was still ghetto, and it was just like, I love this bitch. I love that bitch. And I'm gonna get to y'all comments. I see y'all commenting. I think at one point she tried to correct her and she said something about her grammar. She said, "Well, I did learn that kiss is a verb and a noun. So you can give my ass a kiss or you can kiss my ass." And I said, "Bitch, That's my bitch. Oh my god, I love that. Let me go back. I'm gonna make sure you guys get Good Times. Good Times was a fucking struggle ass story, okay? That shit was, them niggas was too old. They was whooping their kids and shit. I think somebody got molested on that show. Some struggle ass love. And when no nigga gonna be talking to me like that? I wouldn't have had no husband back in the 90s and the 80s, because that nigga would have me fucked up. I would have stabbed his ass the first chance I got. I hate girlfriends. They were so toxic. They were so, oh god, so toxic. They were very toxic. But I did love that show. Moesha was ass. We ain't talking about black love. Moesha was ass. Her daddy was fucked up. But we ain't gonna go down like black. You know, we don't stick to black love, y'all. That's another topic we can talk about. Oh, I love you too, KK. It's still not really a thing. They were the only good thing on Girlfriends. They were. They really were. They really were. Like, I just feel like, you know, I don't want to talk about pain and suffering every time we bring up Black history. Can we please talk about black love? Please, like, it just gotta be more than Rose, you not giving up that motherfucking seat, and Martin and Malcolm being assassinated, Huey being assassinated. Like, when we do Black history, let's talk about music Black history. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, and I'm gonna give you guys maybe a more insight, but later on in the month for Black history, I want to talk about the youth. I think that the reason that the world wants to tank the youth is because they are powerful beyond measure, right? Is given Coach Carter right now. They are powerful beyond measure. I was doing some, you know, I get these little things. I get like these little rants or like moments of passion, really big moments. And so yesterday I got really overwhelmed. I was really passionate about protecting the youth. And let me tell you why I say this. The youth are one of the most important age groups in the world. And let me tell you why. Every significant cultural impact was made by people in their youth. Hear me out. Oprah was in her early 20s when she did the Oprah Winfrey Show. We know that bitch is worth a bill. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all in their early youth, early 20s when they made this impact. We know Kobe is like highly regarded. Like, you speak on Kobe, like niggas damn near want to kill you. You feel me? Keep it a buck. Pac was 24 when he was gunned down. One of the biggest rappers to ever to touch the mic lyrically. Like, his mindset so early on was like fucking mind blowing. He made a cultural impact like crazy early in the youth. And so now I want y'all to know, I've given you TV and broadcast. I've given you sports. I've given you music. And hear me out. Here's film. John Singleton, who also was co-producing and co-writing for Snowfall. He's now deceased. He died a few years ago. But he also made Boys in the Hood. Almost every iconic or cultural movie we want to say was probably created by John Singleton. Boys in the Hood was most notably one of his movies. You know when he made that fucking movie? He was 21. 20 fucking 1 when he made that movie. You know how many motherfuckers reference Boys in the Hood? The things that Boys in the Hood talked about. Can you imagine at 21? I could see me at 21 because I was on some shit like that at 21. But 21, having those type of thoughts. Huey Newton and all the co-founders for Black Panthers were in their early 20s. This is why it's so important to protect the youth, because the people that make the changes make them in their youth, and we can't judge them and we can't measure their impact. How important they are. The youth are one of the most need to be protected age groups. Like, they are powerful. I don't even think they know how powerful they are. I think Huey knew. I think Oprah knew. I think they knew how powerful they were. You know what I'm saying? It's so important. So that we're gonna talk about that later in Black History Month, why youth are so important. But thank you. It was more to Black history than her. It was way much more than, way much fucking more than slavery. The Williams sisters. I don't know about the Williams sisters. I feel bad. Drop them in my comment section about who the Williams sisters were. Pac still live on out. That's what I'm saying. Like, the most impact made in Black history and just in history general are people in their youth. People early on in their youth. R.P. John. I love John. When he died, I was so sad. Oh, I was so sad. But yeah, like, people, like, the impact that we see and the things that we really, you know what? Here we go. I done gave y'all music. I gave y'all TV and broadcast. I gave y'all sports. I gave y'all film. I'm going to give y'all artistry because he's probably one of the youngest artists that I can think of is John Basquiat. So I lied. Michael Basquiat. Jean Basquiat. I got the name wrong. It's like Sony signed Basquiat. He gave it all he got. Nah, nigga, don't pay. Basquiat. All right. I can't remember the name, so forgive me. I can't think of his name. Basquiat. Anyways, Basquiat, one of the greatest artists ever, Black. He died super early on. Look him up. Shit, look him up. J. Cole mentions him in his song. I just rapped it because I was trying to think of his name. Yeah, Basquiat, great artist, super impact and so young. Look, you got comments. Serena Venus Williams. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I could not even think. Man, I loved them growing up. I was a little dark-skinned chick. I'm talking about dark-skinned. I was a little dark-skinned girl. My family used to always tell me, oh, sure, you got big thighs. And I used to see Serena. I kid you not, I used to see Serena play, and she was so dark, and she was muscular. And I was like, oh, my gosh, she looks like me. I love her. I've loved her. I've probably seen a few of her tennis matches, but I've loved her since I was a fucking kid. I've always loved her. That is why representation matters. That is a reason why I've never been ashamed of my complexion and my shape, because Serena really made me embrace that. I loved her, and I've embraced it since a kid. I fucking loved Serena. So shout out to her for that, because representation does matter. We don't know our own ability and power till we're old and trying to teach the youth. Exactly. We don't know. And that is why it's so important to not get caught up in where you are now, because you can always change it. You can always go further. A lot of people don't get famous or do the things that they feel like they're going to do until they're, older sometimes. And I always like to use J.K. Rowling. She's the lady that created Harry Potter. And you know how big Harry Potter was? Harry Potter was like fucking taking over the world within like the last 15 years. And she was in like her 40s, I think, when she did that. You know what I'm saying? She's not a black woman either. She's a white woman. But my point is that, if you keep worrying about how much time it'll take, you're going to miss out doing what you need to do, because the time is going to go past anyway. So don't worry about how much time it'll take. The time will go anyway. Just do what you need to do. I think I've been going through something right now, and I've been reminding myself, don't count the days, make the days count. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. The time's going to go by. You need to make the time count, So yeah, don't worry about where you are now. You can always be further in like a month or so if you just do the work, because the time's going to go anyway. You just got to hope that you're here to watch the time go, right? Because tomorrow's never promised. But the youth is probably one of the most need to be protected age groups ever. They are so powerful, and we're going to talk about the youth later on in the month, because I care so much for the youth. I really, really do. I love them. And I look back at myself as a youngster. Oh God, I sound old. I look back at myself when I was in my youth, and I think, God damn, I was hungry. God damn, I was fearless. God damn, I was ambitious. I would give up I didn't give a fuck if it literally. I see how people would live in their car to chase their dreams, because I would have gave up everything. I didn't give a fuck if I got put out of my apartment, if I lost my car. I didn't give a fuck, because the one thing I wasn't gonna give up on, and to this day, the one thing I will not give up on is my dreams. Anything else can kick rocks. As long as I can make sure my kid is fed and clothed, I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. At the end of the day, the back of my mind is my dreams need to be accomplished, because what else am I doing in this world if I'm not trying to accomplish my dreams, right? Why you roll your eyes when you said she's a white woman, not black, for making Harry Potter? Because of Black History Month, I don't need to give no white people no power. I don't need to be highlighting them. They got enough power to highlight them damn selves. I need to be using my platform to highlight the black people. That's why. The fuck? I'm laughing now, and I always think, like, if I ever go viral and they look through one of these interviews, they're like, she's racist. She doesn't like white people. And it's like, historically speaking, I really got a reason not to like you motherfuckers. And I can't wait for somebody hits me with that. All white people aren't the same. And it's like, white people are the king and queens of fucking stereotyping and generalizing people. Like, y'all was fucking calling COVID-19 China disease. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, anyways, but yeah. Toni Morrison and Donald Goines, black author. Toni Morrison, I fucking love her. I love her. I was so sad when she died. I posted a tribute to her on my personal page as well when she died, because I was just getting learning about her stories. I'll tell you guys this. I know that back in the pandemic, there were a lot of protests. They were protesting for months at a time, actually. And I was watching a documentary of Toni Morrison. I'll tell you guys again, you can watch a documentary of her on Hulu. And she talks about all her great bodies of work, which are all her books. And she said that, everybody has a place. And I remember that I couldn't go to every protest, partly because I was doing this show and I was being a mom. And she said that, There are fighters, there are writers, there are lots of people that have lots of role in the advancement of Black people. Mine is a writer. And after she said that, when I was watching her documentary, it reassured me that doing Let's Talk the show was okay. Like, I didn't have to be at every protest. As long as what I'm doing is not detrimental to my people and it's not promoting bullshit about my people and my goal is the advancement of my people, I'm fine. This is what I can do. And so shout out to Toni Morrison for that. Rest in peace to her. But I definitely fuck with Toni Morrison. I do not know about Donald Goines, but I'm going to look him up. Thank you for that. You know, I just be picking with you. That's all I thought. Oh, I know. People love thinking like, oh, you feel about white people? Like, they love doing that. And it's like, you know, I agree that you should obviously judge people individually. Collectively, Black people just shouldn't be fucking with white people to begin with anyway. Like, we just shouldn't. Like every day there is a white cop gunning us down. It's like, my nigga, I don't need a reason not to fuck with y'all. Like, I got one. I got like 400 years of them bitches not to fuck with y'all. What you mean? Like, nigga, every day I wake up as a reminder not to fuck with y'all. Like, I don't need a reason. And it's like, I don't need a reason not to fuck with y'all. Like, yes, I agree. You should judge every person individually, not based on the color of their skin. But that's all fine and dandy. Like, that shit applies to them niggas. That shit don't apply to me, because y'all niggas always on some fuck shit. Like, I don't need to none of that shit, you know. The idea that we should not be judged on the color of our skin is really nice and dandy. That's a great idea. I agree with that. Maybe we'll get there. I doubt we will, because the reality is that racism is ingrained in our everyday life, like, in ways that we don't even know. Like, do you know it? I hate to be on a rant, but it blew my fucking mind when I learned that racism was ingrained into the transportation system so much that they would make amenities like swimming pools and city parks outside of the city. And when they built the bridges and stuff, they would make them so low that buses couldn't go through them. So that's part of the reason that maybe Black people aren't able to swim, because they didn't have access to public pools because they were too far away, and that they didn't have private transportation, so public transportation couldn't make it. Like, that shit blew my fucking mind. Like, what, nigga? I don't need no reason not to fuck with white people. Like, y'all niggas don't even like me. And y'all don't even know me. Don't talk to me about that generalizing shit. But yeah, this ain't about them. This is about us. And it's about Black love. And it's about recognizing Black love. And always it's about recognizing it romantically, platonically, parentally. I don't know if that works. With our parents, with our siblings, with our children. And you know what? It's about loving each other and ourselves. You know, this Black History Month, I want to spend talking about the youth and talking about the love, not just our pain and our struggles, because Black history is Black love, and Black love is Black history, and it's so much more than pain and struggle. So yeah, that's it. I think that's all I got for you guys today. Can I get a couple people to drop in the comment section what they are grateful for? I gotta go out the same way I came in. I am grateful for tonight's episode. I'll say this a time and time again. This show saves me every time. I could be like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And literally in the nick of a time, I'll get a beautiful idea. I always pray to God for my topics. And I don't come on here and talking about nothing I ain't passionate about. I don't even play like that with this show. Because if I don't have nothing to talk about genuinely, I will get on this bitch and tell y'all like, yo, we going to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. But I don't get on here and I don't talk about nothing I ain't passionate about, which is why I really don't do a lot of interviews anymore. I felt like it was way too curated and it wasn't authentic enough to me, and I was struggling. So when I kicked that shit out the window, I started doing what I wanted to do. I am far more fulfilled with this show. So yeah, I get on here and I'm authentically me, and I fuck with y'all, and I'm thankful for y'all. And this show saves me every time, and I couldn't do it without y'all, and I'm so grateful for y'all. Happy fucking Black History Month. We need a fucking longer month worth of Whitney. But shit, we need a fucking year worth of Bobby. What else? Let me think. Yeah, happy fucking Black History Month. Happy 2-year anniversary. We're really early. We're like 10 days early, but happy 2-year anniversary to Let's Talk the Show. Thank you guys for rocking with me for so long. Every show I'm going to be saying thank you guys all month long. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I fuck with y'all. I love y'all. I'm thankful for y'all. I'm grateful for y'all. Yeah, and that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful to hit 2 years on a fucking show. It's been amazing. It's been a fucking roller coaster. And yeah, I got a couple more years in this thing. I'm still doing it from my room today. by the end of the decade, I'm going to be much further along. So I appreciate y'all. I fuck with y'all. I love y'all. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for y'all. Because we all been holding me down. We've been rocking this thing for 365 days times 2. And we got a whole bunch of more years to go. So I'm fucking with it. I am fucking with y'all. Y'all say I'm grateful just to breathe, okay? Because, man, if you got breath, you still got purpose. I'm grateful for this show and not going to work tomorrow. I'm so grateful you got tomorrow off, okay? Drink you some coffee, girl, some tea, some hot chocolate, chill with your kids. Watch a good black love story, okay? A Journal to Jordan, The Photograph, Sylvie's love story you can watch. Don't watch What's Love Got to Do with That's not a fucking love story. Watch some good love stories, some good black love stories, or check out the Black Love docu-series on Instagram, or you can download their app. Thankful for Living in My Son. Okay, children are a blessing. Okay, except when they not getting on your fucking nerves. They ain't that's saying no. But yeah, that's all I got today, you guys. I love y'all. Thankful for y'all. And yeah, I think that's all I got. My name is Cherrell Carter, you guys. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show. And this ain't a podcast. I'll see you guys next Tuesday for another episode this Black History Month. Peace.